Good afternoon, everybody. Lynn, the leather bag lady here. How are you all today? It is an absolutely gorgeous day today. It is Thursday. I didn't speak to you yesterday, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. I just sat outside for a little bit. I was on hold for a good half hour. So I thought, you know what? While I'm waiting for this call to go through, I'm going to go sit outside. Now, the sun is in a completely different spot. It no longer hits my deck. So I'm kind of sitting in the driveway kind of thing, but who cares? I've been sitting in the driveway all summer with Pius, but this is my driveway. It's not quite as private as Pius's. Well, I guess it is. It's just a little bit different. But Leather Bag Lady Weather Report, it's a beautiful day in the sun. Out of the sun, the breeze is a little cool. So that's what's happening in Southern Ontario today. And now for the bag. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know how I feel about suede. I don't know why people don't love suede as much as I do. I just don't know why. Because this time of year just screams suede to me. Especially tan and brown suede. Look at this beautiful bag. How unique is this? Now, there's a couple of things that I want to share with you about this bag. One is just its loveliness. And look at how rich this chocolate brown. But the camera's catching it a little bit. There is a little bit of pilling. Doesn't bother me at all. It just kind of says to me that the suede is really well broken in. There is a little area where the suede has been rubbed here. And there was another little area here somewhere, which I can't even see now. But yeah, it's just a little area where it's almost leather now. But again, doesn't bother me at all. Oh, there it is. I thought it was on the other side. It's right there. But you know me, I like to share with you everything. It is just a shoulder bag. It's a 12-inch strap drop. But this little bit at the bottom is so awesome. It's a gold tone, like a brass tone metal bar, and then a little strip of leather. The gusset is all suede. The strap is the same brown leather as in this bit here. The interior is that really nice 60s, 70s velvet. I've listed it as a 60s bag. Now, this, I have come across this before. It's an H with a little, like a little bit that falls down. Now, I am 98% sure that this is John Hort, H-O-R-T. I thought it was Hart for the longest time, but it's not. I'm pretty sure it's John Hort. This was on the bag. The label has come off. You can see where it was right there. I've had these bags before. It's made in Canada, but I can't say that definitively because somebody could have put that on there. I don't think so, but full disclosure, that's kind of the situation. The label is gone, but the styling is very similar to a lot of those Canadian brands. The, what's his name? Carnegie Man, Mimo Sachs, those high fashion handbags, Durabuilt, those Canadian vintage brands. So I just love it. You know how I feel about suede. I love suede, but not many of you do. So Rini and I are kind of the suede queens, I think. Rini almost bought all my suede stuff in the early spring, I think it was. But this is just beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's today's bag. The interior, I think I showed you where the label was. Beautiful condition. Obviously no foam pouches. There's no exterior pouches. There is a zipper closure. Just, which is nice. And there we go. So today's bag. So first of all, I have to maybe make a bit of a correction on that passport case the other day. It's brought to my attention that maybe the key was not original. And now that I look at it, the key is a different color. So yeah, I guess I should have maybe thought of that. But lesson learned, I will from now on make sure I'm a little bit more diligent in looking at that element. Not that it's a huge deal. The key fits, the key works, but it may have been added later on. So the item has been sold, but I don't think that is instrumental in any way. I may be wrong, but anyway, I always like to correct myself if something has been brought to my attention. So there's no guarantees either way, but the color difference may make sense that the key was possibly added. So anyway, that is that. So I didn't speak to you yesterday, and I did share with you that I probably wouldn't, because Pius and I went to see the Men of the Deeps. Now, this is the only coal miner chorus choir in North America, and they are from Cape Breton. And there is a good handful of them who are from New Waterford, which is where Pius spent a good 11, 12 years of his adolescence. And it was absolutely awesome. One of Pius's teenage friends is now in the choir. Now, the stipulation for the choir is that they had to have had at least 2 years in the mine. And there was a gentleman there, 88 years old, who was in the mine for 52 years. So it was absolutely amazing. I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but you can Google them. Some of their more identifiable songs are on Spotify. Pius has a really emotional time with a couple of the songs, just because his grandfather and his father were both miners. And having been down a replica of the mine, I can't imagine. His grandfather spent 53 years in the mine. His dad, we're not sure. The Pit 16, I think it was 1962, Pius said that mine closed. And then that's what brought his family to Ontario for work. And his granddad and his dad both worked in number 16 mine. And we're going to try and find out a little bit more about it, just because it was so overwhelming. The sense of community, the sense of history, the sense of just a different way of life, which they're trying to hang on to. The mines are all closed now, with the exception of one that they're trying to bring back. But they were talking about how much coal is on the stock exchange, and it's, like $5, $6 for, I don't know what the measure is, but it's actually quite an expensive fuel source at the moment. So obviously there is some genius out there who wants to cash in on that and has tried to open up, or is trying to open up, one of the existing mines in New Waterford. So it was amazing. We met with Tony on Tuesday evening and ended up sharing some music with them. We went to the choir room, the practice room as it was called, and the fiddler came in, and first person I thought of was my sister. It was like a private Kaylee, and I know my sister would have just loved that, who is now back from Scotland yesterday. I haven't spoken to her yet, but her trip was amazing. And then yesterday we went to the actual performance at the Sanderson Center in Brantford. I think it's called the Sanderson Center. Yeah, it's not the Sanford Center, Sanderson Center. What an intimate location. If you get a chance to see an artist or a tribute band or something like that you really like, and they are playing at that venue, get tickets, because you're right there. It's not, Cops Coliseum, or I don't know, whatever it's called now in Hamilton here, or, in Toronto, or any of those venues that are so huge, you're in the nosebleeds. It was amazing. And we actually went out for a little bit last night with a couple of the entertainers or the choir members, and they had an open mic night at the Riverbend Grill in Glen Morris. I never knew there was a Glen Morris. All these kind of Scottish, Irish, who knew? But it was amazing. We got tickets for Jan Arden at the Sanderson Center on my birthday, February 14th. So I have those in my purse, which reminds me I need to take them out and put them somewhere safe. I looked at the itinerary. We got a program, and I saw a night with Jan Arden. I've seen her before at Hamilton Place, and that was fairly intimate, but this is even smaller. And I know that the Men of the Deeps, love going to the Sanderson Center. They said it's one of the highlights of any tour of Ontario that they do. So by all means, check them out. They're real live coal miners, and some of the soloists are just fantastic. And who knows how long they'll be around. They actually had medals that were given to them by the Governor General. And it was the last medal that Queen Elizabeth signed off on before she passed away. And they wore them with pride on stage. And as they said, they will cherish them forever. They will be heirlooms that will be passed down to all their families. So it was a great day. A day off with Pius is always a wonderful thing. We get up to so much fun stuff. It is just so amazing. And we met a gentleman Tuesday night. Was it Tuesday night or was it Monday night? Who, an older gentleman, I think I shared with you already, and we were telling him about our time. Get on there, buddy. He was 73, I think. Really nice gentleman. So we're just doing our thing and loving every minute of it. So what's happening today? Today, got off to a late start. Did not sleep very well at all. Haven't picked up my medication yet, so I'm going to go do that shortly. I've got a few bags to mail out, so I'm going to do that. I have to take the weatherproof bag to my neighbor across the street and pick up the bag she wants me to refurbish. Just go, 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 go. I wanted to maybe go and pop by and see my sister, but I'm not going to have time to do that. And it's just been a fantastic, fantastic day. I was supposed to go to Port Dover with my clients today. They decided not to do that. So my days, who knows? I don't know what I would do. I said to Pius, I said, if I had a regular full-time job, I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff with you. So living the dream. Broke, but living the dream. I don't care. Money is not a motivator for me. As long as I got enough money to keep a roof over my head, which I've managed to do, I really don't care. So we seem to make the most of not a lot. I mean, Pius is in a completely different financial situation than I am, albeit that his expenses are triple what mine are. But we're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out where we can kind of level off and start saving a little bit and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, folks, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.